Wake up at 5 a.m., go for a run, stretch and mobility, strength training. 2 more hours of stretching and mobility. That is David Goggins' daily routine.
I'm back!
And it would quite literally be the hardest day of my life, but instead of doing it just one time, I'm going to be doing it for 30 times in a row.
I don't know if I can pull for this long.
And on day 30, I'm going to put my fitness to the test to try to beat David Goggins' marathon time of 2 hours and 56 minutes at the Chicago Marathon.
I don't know if I can make it. Holy smokes, it's hard.
Let's set up the rules. Every day, I'm gonna need to log 12 miles of running to match Mr. Goggins' run schedule, which means an average of 84 miles a week, longer than I've ever run for a single week of my entire life. And to track my body's progress, I'm gonna be weighing myself on a Hume Body Pod, which tracks not only my weight, but also my body fat percentage and a whole list of other things.
Nifty.
The first few days were a grind, but I'm coming into this with quite a bit of running experience. I mean, I've run 3 marathons already this year, but I kid you not, only a couple of days in, and tragedy struck.
Let's go see if I fractured my freaking femur.
Thankfully, after some testing, the doctor confirmed that it's not a stress fracture, but rather a stress reaction, which is the beginning of a stress fracture. Yeah. Not the news you want to hear only a few days into a new challenge, and it was at this moment that I had to make a decision.
I feel like most people would just be done at this point, but I don't want to quit.
Essentially, a stress reaction is the beginning of a stress fracture, and it's on the largest bone in my body, my femur. My doctor recommended 6 to 8 weeks of no activities for it to heal, and the risk for it to fracture is extremely high if I continue. But let's be honest, Goggins wouldn't give up.
You can't just quit.
I feel like I'm at some sort of like breaking point, but gosh, I can't be giving up. Like,
it was time to devise a new plan, which requires me to clean out my horrendously dirty garage so that I can use my new secret weapon. In order to make sure that I can continue to build my aerobic base without making my injury worse, I'm going to incorporate a zero-impact sport. Introducing cycling.
A couple of things. One, I was really hoping that this was going to be a beautiful transition. I simply have way too much stuff. But yeah, in the last couple of days, I have had to limit my running, which has increased my cycling time. And because I don't have a friend to borrow a cycle from, I have my own cycle now. Yay for my wallet. I'm going to cycle because I only ran for 4 miles today and I have a monster run tomorrow. Kind of very nerve-wracking. I am scared. I'm getting really tired. I do not know how he does this every day.
And while I was cycling, thinking about how difficult this challenge really is, I was reminded of when I first read David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me, when he talks about completing a 100-mile race with stress fractures in both of his legs. So yeah, I guess I don't really have anything to complain about.
If I'm going to beat David Goggins' marathon time at the end of this, I actually genuinely need to get faster. I can't just run 12 miles.
Which leads perfectly into what is shaping up to be probably my hardest speed workout maybe ever.
It is currently 5:09 in the morning. Woke up at 4 a.m. for this. This is my hardest run, 20 miles, 3 weeks out from the Chicago Marathon, which is so scary. Let's go for a run.
20 miles. Sounds like no big deal, right? Wrong. I'm going to be doing the first 16 miles at an aerobic effort, which for me is around 6 minutes and 50-second miles. But right after mile 16, I need to run 3 threshold miles and finally a cool down mile. If there is a run that's going to break my very soul and my femur, it's this one.
Too easy. Yeah. I think we can say that was a massive success. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on that run. That was 20 miles of pure and utter awesomeness. I got to put my own brand salty to the test. Literally any sort of electrolyte brand you can think of, I have probably tried it. And typically on long run day, for the rest of the day when I'm done, raging headache all day long. However, using my own brand salty, no headache, baby. Yeah, no, I'm not even kidding. I have no headache today. 2 servings of salty, one before, one after. Very excited about that. It's so fun to test a product that I worked so hard on for over a year in the field. It just makes me really happy.
Having a good run under my belt is awesome, but the work doesn't stop here, and I continued to crank away on miles, not only on the treadmill, but on the bike as well. Every morning that I get up and dread the thought of completing even one single more run, I'm reminded of one of Goggins' rules that he calls the 40% rule.
So I came up with this thing called the 40% rule,
which basically boils down to this belief that When you're at the point of wanting to quit, you're actually only at 40% capacity. Now, I've done a lot of challenges in my life, and I understand the need for mental toughness. I mean, you don't finish even a single marathon with at least a little bit of self-talk, but believing that you're only at 40% is just wild. And I'm doing my best to tap into that mentality, especially when confronting my desire to quit on big workout days.
I am on the track. It is 6:34. Dude, it's kind of a busy day on the track, actually. Today, I'm doing a speed workout. I'm gonna do 2 warm-up miles and then 10 miles at threshold, which is probably gonna be like 5:40s if I'm lucky.
My doctor told me that my injury was gonna take 6 to 8 weeks to heal. So aside from being concerned about worsening my leg, this workout scares the crap out of me.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty cooked. I just finished lap 7. You can see the end, but it's like, it's just far enough away that it's like, I don't know if I can make it.
Unbelievably, I was able to pull off the hardest 10-mile workout of my life without even a hint of pain in my leg.
Too easy, baby. Too easy, come on. Let's go, baby! Too easy. David Goggins, I'm coming for your marathon time, buddy. I did not think I had that kind of effort in me today. Gosh, that feels good. Bro, I can't get over that. That's crazy. Wow.
One of the best workouts, maybe of my life. 10 miles at a 5:35 pace.
I did a quick check-in with my body on the scale, which is when I realized that an entirely new set of injuries have presented themselves.
Oh my gosh. Dude, that toenail is gonna be coming off.
Running is not a great look for feet. I'm sorry that you had to see that.
At this point, the days are kind of starting to blend together, and I've got this nice rhythm to continue to protect my current injury while also hitting the required mileage.
I felt a blister forming early on. It seems as though that blister has popped, and I look down, and there's a nice big red splotch where my toe is. There's so much blood. It's concerning. I'm concerned to take this shoe off. What do you think? What do you think?
Dude, I think you're going all out for the training.
Isn't that disgusting? Oh. That is not good.
My foot is destroyed. Blood is everywhere. But the body is in shape. I'm just freaking stoked. It's time for a weigh-in.
What I love about the Hume scale is that it gives you a more complete picture of your progress. So if you're trying to get fit, you're trying to lose weight, whatever your goals are, you get a way better picture of where you're at using the Hume scale.
There are actually 40 metrics to track, and I personally love tracking my muscle mass versus body fat percentage to see if I'm actually improving. Another really cool feature is seeing your metabolic age, which right now has me at 24 years old. Pretty crazy.
Stepping on a scale isn't giving you a full picture of how your body's actually doing. Maybe your goals are to get more muscle and lose some fat. You might actually gain weight in the process of doing that. A really good example of this is actually how I've been doing in this video. My weight started out at 155. I'm now currently at 157. My body fat percentage was actually up to 17.7 when we started this challenge. It's now down to 16.3, meaning although my weight has gone up, my body fat percentage has gone down, essentially pointing to the fact that I've gained some muscle and I've lost some fat in the process. So yeah, use the link in the description, get the Hume scale today. I could not recommend it enough.
Use the code TOOEASY for 20% off that you can stack on top of current online sales.
I'm exactly halfway through this challenge, and the fitness is really starting to show. But if I'm gonna beat David Goggins' marathon time, I still have plenty of work to do. So, on day 18, my friend Jeremy and I decided to do a marathon predictor workout. And trust me, this one is kind of mind-blowing.
He's actually gonna be running Chicago Marathon with me, 10 by 800s with some 200s to cool down. Let's get to work.
This is called a marathon predictor workout, where you do 10 800-meter repeats, which are about a half mile, with only 60-second rest between sets. Whatever you average those 800s at is the prediction for your marathon time, and today we're holding nothing back.
Jeremy, what do you think the average was?
238.
237.
237. Dang.
Too easy.
Fast. Too easy.
Boom.
According to this workout, the prediction for my marathon time is 2 hours and 37 minutes. Right now, that sounds impossible, but so did running even a few miles just 14 days ago. What I'm learning through this process is that if you're willing to push just a little bit harder, you might surprise yourself. Whatever your ridiculous goal might be, it's worth pursuing.
The race is in 11
days, which absolutely blows my mind. Kind of nervous about that. My workout yesterday with Jeremy went so smooth, and the race predictor time for that workout is 2 hours and 37 minutes.
What? 2:37? That's impossible. That sounds impossible. I can't wrap my head around it.
David Goggins' marathon time is 2 hours and 56 minutes. This prediction has me beating his time by almost 20 minutes. But a prediction means nothing. Anything can happen between now and race day, and along with my daily routine, I have a few more exciting workouts to get me to the start line in Chicago.
It's 6:12 in the morning, and I'm headed to do my last long run of this entire build.
The first 9 miles of this workout are supposed to be aerobic, which should be around 6 minutes and 45 seconds, followed by 2 miles at threshold pace, which I predict to be around 5 minutes and 50 seconds. But holy heck, my body had other plans.
Wow. The fitness might just be there. I cannot believe that workout. I might actually be the fittest I've ever been in my life.
I'm starting to feel kind of invincible.
With my final big workout behind me, the rest of this week just feels kind of like a mind game. But I still have 6 days to absolutely demolish this challenge.
Honestly, what I've learned most throughout this entire experience so far is that if you could just commit yourself to the task at hand and convince yourself that you're capable, literally anything's too easy. He has this ability to just never give up, even when absolutely everything has gone wrong. Goggins just never talks about himself like a victim.
I think that's like the draw though, because it just feels so foreign where everybody else, it seems like to me, is blaming the rest of the world for their problems.
It's easy. I mean, I can put myself in this position from time to time where I'm a victim of my own life circumstances. I had a stress reaction in my femur.
I easily could have gave up. I could have quit.
And in 2 days, I'm gonna be running the Chicago Marathon and put these legs to the final test. See if it all worked. Here we go.
I have just 1 day left to see if my femur can actually withstand 26.2 miles at marathon goal pace. And it's just my luck that while I'm doing my final shakeout run the day before, it was starting to flare up. But I can't give up now. It's literally all or nothing. And with less than 24 hours before the race, I actually ran into Olympic gold medalist Cole Hawker, who was kind enough to wish me luck. Trust me, I am gonna need it.
I have picked up my bib, and I get to see if all of this work can actually secure me a time faster than David Goggins himself. I'm gonna rest up, and I'm gonna get ready for the most difficult part of this challenge. 26.2 miles through downtown Chicago.
And at this point in the challenge, I'm honestly in a place where I just can't really believe that I've gotten this far. But that's what's so beautiful about the human experience. If you're willing to take up a challenge, push yourself further than you can even imagine going, you might just end up achieving the unthinkable. And I think that's worth risking everything for.
Here we go. This is it, baby.
If I'm going to beat David Goggins' marathon time, I not only need to finish defying what doctors told me just a few weeks ago, I will need to run an average pace of 6 minutes and 42 seconds. To put that into perspective, the average male marathon pace is 10 minutes and 24 seconds.
Just past mile 1. It is about time that I let you guys in on the game plan. But I've also got some help. I got Johnny here. I got Corey behind me. I got Jeremy behind me. We're gonna ride together. Let's get this bread!
The first few miles were honestly kind of scary. I was definitely feeling more fatigued than I wanted to be at this point, but we were cranking 6 minute and 5 second miles.
I'm not gonna lie. Doubt has entered the mind. 40%, baby. 40%. That's what Goggins says. That's how hard you are going when you think you're fast.
And for the rest of the race, I kept reminding myself of the 40% rule. What I'm feeling right now is nothing. It's a fraction of what I'm capable of. But at the halfway point, I had to make a difficult decision. I could tell that my body was risking blowing up later in the race. So I slowed down ever so slightly to preserve my body for the end of the race.
14! Legs are starting to feel kind of cooked, I'm not gonna lie.
The last few miles of the marathon are my favorite place mentally that I have ever been. This is actually my 15th marathon, and when I realized that the hard work that I put in is actually going to secure me a PB, the emotions I was feeling are nearly unmatched. But the word that comes to mind is grateful. Grateful that my body can do this, and grateful for the opportunity to suffer even just a little bit.
There it is. 2:41, 3. Too easy, David Goggins. Too easy.